Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. So you're being represented as the Knight of Cups. Yeah, I feel like Taurus, you're ready to move forward with your cup of love to someone, that you're going to declare your feelings towards somebody. All right. Yeah, and you're doing so from a place of clarity. You have a new message to deliver. This is the Ace of Swords crossing you. It came in like that. Yeah. So clarity and love, bringing a message of love, of new beginnings, of new ideas. This could be a proposal. You could be proposing to someone. Or you could be up-leveling the relationship, taking it from a casual situation to a more committed situation. You could be asking someone to move in with you. Yeah. So take it how it resonates. But I feel like this is about taking the relationship to the next step, regardless, depending on where you're at. But this could also be a proposal. Foundational to your situation is the Six of Pentacles reversed. So maybe you're feeling like there's not a lot of equal give and take here, that you've been giving more than you're receiving, and vice versa. Perhaps this sword, this Ace of Sword, is here to talk about maybe you're feeling there's an imbalance in your relationship, and you want to talk about the inequality going on here, that you want equal give and take, that you want this to be an equal partnership, right? So I feel like because, Taurus, you're perhaps the one delivering this message, maybe you feel like you've been taken advantage of, that you've been giving more than you're receiving, right? And that your partner's been taking, but hasn't been returning the favors to you. It hasn't really been filling you up emotionally, being as appreciative as they should be, or, really reciprocating the affection and the attention and the favors and, the things that you're doing for them. So I feel like perhaps that maybe this communication could be one of, hey, let's fix this, right? That's why it took me a minute to check in with the energy, because there's a lot of confusion here. And I feel like I was getting like a lot of messages, like a lot of imagery, and I just want to make sure I was understanding it correctly and interpreting it correctly. So yeah. So again, overall, your overall energy is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So you're working on yourself, and you're preparing to deliver this message to your person. And, it could be that you're going to give your cup of love, but with it, you're going to give them this, you're sort of going to set the boundaries. Yeah. Or maybe you're the one who's been receiving more than giving, right? So that could be a possible scenario as well. But in your recent past, you have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So usually Ten of Pentacles represents abundance, fulfillment, financial success. It represents a stable relationship, a committed relationship. But reverse, maybe you're questioning why you want all that. Maybe you've been so driven financially that the materialism of the relationship is overpowering the current situation. That's one interpretation of this card. Another is, are you sure you really want a stable relationship? Are you ready for that next step? And you've been questioning yourself about why you want that next step. Yeah. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but there's some confusion here because the Seven of Cups is coming in, in the staff position, and that's you. There is confusion here. So I feel like you're getting some mental clarity on a relationship, on what it is that you want. On your mind's eye, you have the King of Wands. So maybe some of you are dealing with a fire sign. This could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could also be tapping into the energy of the King of Wands too. So being very charismatic, being a leader, taking control of your life, and, really knowing what the strategic vision is, and then working with others to implement that vision, right? And to motivate others to see things your way, to see your side and be like, yeah, okay, you're right. So I do get the sense that you could be embodying the energy of the King of Wands as well. Just because I'm saying that because of this card of the reverse Six of Pentacles. So, you know, there's imbalance here and you're looking for balance. But you're being told to move forward, you know, with this plan. I feel like, you know, I'm not seeing a lot. Hang on. Yeah, so when the Chariot comes in, this is all about go. The right timing, go for it, take advantage of the opportunity, seize the day, move on this opportunity. You don't want to let that pass you by. All right. So I'm being drawn to the center of your reading with this Ace of Cups. I'm sorry, Knight of Cups and Ace of Swords. I do get the sense that this could possibly be, you know, a conversation. I'm getting the sense, again, this is a conversation in love or regarding a matter of love, matter of the heart. And it's about, you know, defining the relationship, taking the relationship to the next level. And this, like I said, this could be a proposal. With the Chariot coming in your future, you know, it's like, yeah, take that step, take that leap, move forward with that idea, right? And you're checking in, you know, with yourself. I feel like you're embodying the energy of the King of Wands to step up and get grounded and to be a leader in this relationship. And again, the King of Wands can also represent a fire sign that you're perhaps dealing with. Maybe you have a fire sign on the mind. Again, a Leo, an Aries, a Sagittarius. But yeah, I feel like you're being told to move forward with your communication, with your question, and not to be confused about it. I feel like you're going to be coming into clarity real soon because the environment around you is very expansive. The environment around you is all about the future planning. Is this person going to be part of your future? What are you going to do with your career? And this is looking at the 3-year, 5-year, 10-year outlook. So very strategic planning. And we're seeing that with the King of Wands here, because that's what the King of Wands does. He's a visionary. He looks at the big picture. He doesn't look at the immediate future. He looks 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. And you're getting into alignment with what you want. Right? You're getting into alignment with what it is that you want to bring into your next phase of your life. Your overall hopes and fears, 2 of Cups. You want love. You want the real deal. You want this happily ever after. You want your soulmate. And I feel like maybe you are with your soulmate right now, Taurus. And I do get the sense that you're ready to take the relationship to the next level. Maybe a marriage proposal. I keep saying that. Or maybe taking a casual situation to a committed situation, or maybe moving in with your person, you know, because that's a form of commitment. It's another layer of commitment, right? You know, you've already just determined that you all are exclusive and you've been living separately. Now it's time to merge and be like, all right, let's move in together. Why not? So yeah, 2 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 2 of Cups. I love this card. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. Your overall outcome is the Hangman. This is the card of Pisces too. So maybe some of you are dealing with the Pisces. But I feel like it's, you know, this is a card of looking at all of your options, weighing all of your options before you move forward. Normally this can be a card of pause. So I'm kind of getting fits and starts here. Yeah. A little bit of fits and starts. The Chariot is a card of go. Hangman is a card of stop or pause. So I think overall, you want a good balance of how fast you're going to move this forward. So check in with yourself, check in with the energy. Don't rush anything. Don't force anything. If it feels right to you, proceed with your plans. Yeah. All right. Let's see how all this comes out and how this is playing out. All right. So masculine to his feminine. Your message is, please forgive me, and I think of you often. Yeah, interesting. That would explain the confusion. That would explain the 7 of Cups, which is all about confusion and illusion, and why there's a little bit of fits and starts here, right? A little bit of hesitation. So feminine to her masculine, I want to spend my life with you, and I feel that you're moving further away. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So I get the sense that because Taurus, I feel like, or at least the masculine energy, however this resonates, it's general, so interchangeable. For the masculine energy here, they're saying, please forgive me, and I think of you often. And the feminine saying, well, you're moving further away. I want to spend my life with you. You know, we are seeing the confusion. I feel like maybe because Taurus, the masculine, you feel like, oh, you know, I did something to create, you know, a separation here, and I was the wrongdoer, I was the person at fault. And I feel like maybe that's playing into your confusion, and maybe this fits and starts is sort of like all about uncertainty, because you have the Chariot saying go forward, but your overall outcome is saying hang on. So you see what I mean? There's confusion, and you have the Seven of Cups here, which is also confusion. All right. So I feel like you're moving forward to your beloved to obtain clarity on a situation, right? So you're going to move forward to your beloved to ask them, hey, how are you doing? I'm sorry for what I did. Please forgive me. Can you forgive me? And then see what they say. But I do get the sense that you're moving towards them to obtain clarity about what all this means, you know, and maybe in the future, if the situation supports it and allows it, then you'll say, hey, let's move in together. Hey, will you marry me? Right? Because I'm getting that energy, but I feel like things have to go in order first before the rest of it can happen. But you are hoping for this. This is in your hopes and fears section. Two of Cups, soulmate connection, soulmate energy. Yeah. So, and feminine saying, hey, I feel you're moving further away. I want to spend my life with you, you know, and she's getting that because, you know, masculine, he was the wrongdoer in this situation. And, you know, he's like, I love you, but God, you know, I feel like crap and I shouldn't have done that. So there's just a lot going on here, Taurus, a lot of things that need to be clarified. So your feminine loves you. Your feminine wants to spend their life with you. So know that, okay? And I hope that helps you gain the confidence that you need going into the conversation. I don't think you're going to be rejected. I think that's your fear talking to you. And, you know, I do get the sense that this union, there will be a reconciliation here that will ultimately result in marriage down the road, a marriage proposal of some sort, you know, moving the relationship along and bringing it into a more committed, elevated state. Okay? Whew, that kind of took a lot. There was a lot there that it was really confusing me and it was throwing me off and I had to... Okay. Ooh, interesting. So I just pulled a card from a shamanic oracle deck, and you have the card of the sorcerer. Ominous looking guy right there. So let's go ahead and pull the message here, and we'll see what's going on with this sorcerer. I'm not sure why the sorcerer is coming out for you. This is a curious card to get right now. All right. So the essence. This is the source of dark power. The sorcerer represents the destructive aspect of the human psyche and the self-centered behavior that harms others. It symbolizes the unconscious beliefs and ideas that foster separation, conflict, and scarcity. Okay. I can see now why the sorcerer is coming in, because we are seeing, you know, we are seeing ideas and beliefs leading or contributing to separation, conflict, and scarcity. Okay. So the message for you is when the sorcerer enters your circle, you're being called to look at how your beliefs around scarcity and self-centered fear manifest in your world. Examine the destructive part of your psyche that misuses power or harbors feelings of resentment, vengeance, lust, greed, bigotry, or hatred. Perhaps you've harmed someone because of these dark tendencies. If so, all is not lost. You have only forgotten that all beings are interconnected and the universe is abundant. The sorcerer arrives to challenge you to change your thinking. You're given a second chance. Correct your course and practice not blaming others for the darkness that lives inside you. Make peace with it and choose another way. This is interesting because I'm wondering if maybe if maybe the destructive part of your psyche is what contributed to this breakup. This card is coming in for a reason, Taurus, and I feel like it's definitely telling you to address your dark side, your shadow side. And it's dealing with aspects of self-centered behavior that harms others. So maybe you're putting yourself first, and you made a decision that was unilateral, that served only your highest good and only your self-interest, and did it from a place of selfishness without any care for the other parties involved. And that's one aspect. But this deals with harming others, right? So I feel like this is coming in because you are masculine, you are admitting fault here. So it keeps talking about scarcity. So maybe you feel like maybe you were smothering and you felt like your person was going to leave you. So to make up for it, you were overcompensating for that scarcity mentality, and you just became way too clingy is one thing. Another is, again, self-centered fear, and it's just about looking out for you and you only, and being one-sided, which we're seeing here with the Six of Pentacles, imbalance, giving more than receiving, or vice versa. So I feel like perhaps, Taurus, this could be you taking more than you are giving. Okay? Interesting. This is very interesting what this Sorcerer card is talking about. So you may want to go back and rewind this video to hear the message again of what the Sorcerer means, because I feel like this is definitely touching upon what's happening here in this situation. All right? I think maybe you're the person, Taurus, who's living out of alignment and maybe out of integrity, and the things that you're doing are very self-centered and maybe self-serving, and you're not realizing the impact that you're having on others, and you're hurting people. You maybe did that in the past, and now it's time to reconcile, and maybe hopefully you've learned this lesson. So yeah. So this is a second chance. So the Sorcerer arrives to challenge you to change your thinking. This is a second chance. Correct your course and practice not blaming others for the darkness that lives inside you. Make peace with that darkness and choose another way. Let that sink in for a minute, Taurus. Let that resonate with you and process that how it needs to be processed. All right, because this is a big message. This is a very big message, and it's interesting that it's coming in. So let's go ahead and pull from the Sacred Earth Oracle. I didn't like that one in the beginning. I don't feel like that's not your message, but this one is. This deals with the core wounding. And I don't think you're seeing it clearly, and I don't think you're understanding it clearly, because this core wounding has to deal with everything that's being discussed here. This core wounding helps explain the lack mentality and why you feel the need to be so self-centered. Maybe some of you had a rough childhood, and maybe some of you grew up without, maybe food was scarce, maybe clothing was scarce, maybe housing was, unstable. You had to move, place to place, apartment to apartment. So there, I can see where the scarcity mentality would come into play as an adult. I feel like that is a core wound associated with you that has to be addressed, and just know that what was once your childhood is not what you are today or who you are today. And it's time for you to heal that wound. All right. Because with that wound, the scarcity wound, that can also, lead to being self-centered. It's all about me, give me, put me first. Because maybe as a child, you weren't a priority. Maybe as a child, you came in last, and maybe you had to be a survivor and, go for what you wanted. Because if you didn't, you would go without. So I'm getting the sense that that's translating into self-centeredness here as an adult, where you're seeking opportunities, you're going forward, it's take. I've got to fill me up first, because if I don't act quickly enough, it's going to go away. Well, that's not true, and that behavior is not only destructive to yourself, but it's destructive and hurtful to others. And you're being asked to change that line of thinking, Taurus. Okay, you're being asked to address that, and you have to get down to the core. So this is core wounding. Look at that imagery. Let's show it upright. You have to acknowledge the wounds of your childhood, and you have to make peace with it and do the shadow work. This is the dark aspect of your psyche, Taurus. This is your shadow work that you're being asked to address, that you're being asked to focus on, and that you're being asked to heal. So if you don't heal those wounds, you're going to continue repeating this karmic cycle and hurting people over and over and over again until you can get control of your healing. And it's not right to keep hurting people, because of unhealed wounds. Now that you're aware of it, now it's time for you to take responsibility for that healing and to take steps to correct that, to really get down to the nitty gritty, of the essence of that wound and really understand why it hurt you as a child and why it has such a profound impact on you, and what can you do to transmute that and integrate it into your being. Integrate that into who you are, into a healed aspect of who you are, not a splintered version of yourself that's still wounded, right? You need to do the healing around that core wounding so you can integrate it, transmute it and integrate it into yourself.